What was your thoughts on recently? I know you had to see the paperwork that zipped it with the drip drop, but apparently they're saying that Bimmy might have been an informant.
He did a Math Hoffa interview denying it, which I still have to watch.
You didn't watch it yet?
I didn't see it yet.
Have you seen any of his rebuttals, Bimmy's rebuttals
No, not
on the
really.
internet?
Are they convincing?
No. I mean,
Really?
no. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I feel like you don't have to address everything that people say about you. You get what I'm saying? And then they say, oh, if you don't, a rumor that's not denied becomes the truth or something like that. But that's not true. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Zip did what he needed to do. And I thought it was hilarious, actually.
So you thought Bimmy shouldn't have addressed it? He should just be stay quiet about it?
Why? If somebody call me gay, I'm not gonna go on 17 different platforms to say I'm not gay. And
Did he do that many interviews? I think he only did
Bro, he's been on
two.
YouTube since that happened. I never seen him that much on YouTube ever. But now that this happened, like, and then you say you don't play the internet game, but you on the internet. I don't understand that. You get what I'm saying?
So Bimmy, someone you don't have a relationship with that was a part of the Supreme
No,
Court.
I knew him. I definitely knew him, and you know, he gave me a pair of Gucci shoes one time when I was a little kid, but that's probably as far as it'll go. I mean, the way he painted the story was like he took care of me, he paid for my school tuition and all that stuff, but you gave me a pair of Gucci shoes, like, thanks.
Right. At least it's something, because you hear about people all the time who basically their dad gets locked up, and then they never even hear, like Mama Duck, the way that she talks about some of Duck's old affiliates who never came around or never did anything for after.
But a lot of people that you would. And first of all, my dad also told me when I was from young, like, yo, nobody's obligated to do shit for you.
True. Yeah.
Like, don't go up to people expecting anything because off the strength of me. Like, he wouldn't even allow me to do that. You get what I'm saying? So I always kind of had in my mind, like, I used to be mad though, like, why the fuck I'm not? You get what I'm saying? Like, because he's this person, everybody talks about him and glorifies him. Why nobody's like giving me a job or like? That used to play on my mental. I used to get mad about that, but now I feel like it's more gratifying for me to work for what I want,
right.
And then they see me working, and then they come instead of them just being like, yo, oh, that's Preem Son, let me give him $1 million. Even though that would be cool, I'm not saying don't do that to anybody that wants to do that. But like I can work for it. You feel me? Like I don't have an issue working. That's what I say. I get that from my mom. The work ethic is from her. Like I don't mind going to Cali to do No Jumper, then going to fucking Atlanta to do another interview, and then coming back to New York to do. I don't mind doing that. I like the work. I like the journey.
It's a weird position for you to be in, because it's like, on one hand, you don't want to make your whole existence predicated on your dad, which you really didn't have anything to do with, like all the stuff that he did before you were born and shit. But then at the same time, you do want to like use anything you got. It's like if you're a hot girl, you're gonna use the fact that you're hot,
and you got big ass titties and a big ass. You're gonna use. I feel like whatever cards you was dealt in your life, you're supposed to use them.
Right.
You can't get your hand and say, no, I don't want this. I'm gonna turn it in.
Right.
No, I got dealt these cards. I'm gonna use them. Like, that's not me being an opportunist. That's not me. No, I didn't tell God, yo, I want to be Preem Son. That it happened that way, so I'm gonna use it to my advantage. And if people don't agree with that, I mean, I don't give a fuck if you don't agree with it.
So it's more not like you don't feel obligated to keep the name alive. It's more just working your move.
You know, he hates that shit though.
Really?
Like, he's like, yo, bro, like, you don't need to keep my name alive. Like, make your name. You get what I'm saying? But I'm trying to explain to him, like, yo, you don't understand the internet. Like, me being on the internet could actually help you. You get what I'm saying? But he's like from that era where there was no internet, there was no pictures, they didn't floss anything. Like, he's from that era, but he just doesn't get this era. So, you know, a son trying to explain something to their father, it's kind of hard.
When he's been
and like me,
away.
yeah, like he's like, I'm not trying to hear nothing you saying. Get off that internet. Stop trolling. Stop arguing with people on the internet. Stop. But I'm like, yo, like, you don't understand. Like, this is how we can make money now.
What kind of life does he want for you? Like,
he told me one time, like, he had got mad at me one time. And he's like, yo, go work at the fucking post office. Or go be a garbage man. Like, why you want to be on the internet? But I can't even be mad at him because he doesn't understand the internet. Like, I can make $1 million on the internet and help you come home.
He could have been a garbage man too.
If I told
chose to do something very different with his life,
but if I told him that though,
yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I probably would never hear from him again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be kind of weird because like I've interviewed Chet Hanks before, and it's just obviously kind of odd for him to be in this position of having a dad who's so fucking famous, and then he has to just like kind of figure out who he's going to be and what his life is going to be like and everything, and he's just you know it's just like kind of a weird
It's a
thing to me.
catch-22.
But that's his dad is like one of the most beloved actors of all time, and for you it's from a different thing because it's not like you just have this like wholesome dad. Your dad has a reputation for being, you know, ruthless and like, you know, enterprising in the streets. So people are going to kind of expect you to be like tough to a certain degree or whatever. Was that ever weird growing up and having people just expect that you need to be on some superhero shit?
Absolutely. It was like I said, when you were a teenager, like you can't really. What I learned early is that you can't please everybody. So the people that was telling me, yo, you gotta do it like your dad wouldn't be, you nothing like him, you gotta do this. I feel like they was trying to send me off a cliff.
Right, because your dad probably realistically never would have been able to become as big in the streets as he did in this day and age, because with technology and surveillance and all this shit, it's just not that many drug kingpins these days, realistically. You get caught. You're not allowed to be a famous drug dealer these days,
That's
pretty
a
much.
fact. Yeah, that's a fact. But a lot of people don't know my dad had like barbershops, laundromats, cab stands. Like I feel like he was a businessman before anything. And I also feel like in that time, like I said before, like it's either you were taking them or selling them. So which one would you have rather been doing?
Right.
Well, you probably would have wanted to take them too, though.
I took a lot of drugs in my life, so yeah.
But you was either taking them or selling them, or a family member was on them. So I feel like when the environment that you grow up in, you a product of your environment. So I mean, what are you supposed to do?
And it's also weird where during the 80s, maybe certain crimes would only get you a couple years or get you less than 5 years type shit. And then all of a sudden it's 2022. And if they catch you with fucking bricks of cocaine in your trunk,
You're going to get life.
yeah, you're getting thrown in jail for a long ass time.
Unless you tell.
And now everybody knows what drugs do to you. Whereas in the 80s and shit, it was just not as clear. And like, yeah, you would see some of it, but you would see crackheads and shit. But then you would also see like all these super successful people are cokeheads and they're in
That's a fact.
nightclubs doing this shit. And it was just like a more normal part of our culture. Whereas, yeah, people still do coke and shit, but they understand that they're doing something that is like really kind of seedy and on the edge of, you know, being viewed as terrible by the culture or whatever.
Yeah.
We just hit 600,000 subscribers on the Clips channel right here. We're trying to get to 700, so you know what to do. Smack that red button and subscribe. Appreciate you.